Hey there guys, it's Keep It Real Blabs. Welcome or welcome back. This loser dropped another video. Apparently it was 15 hours ago. I freaking didn't even realize. So, Raglan Bleed. I guess she's still gonna be harping on this as if it's some sort of dehumanizing word and it's gonna be about making fun of her cancer when it's freaking not. It's the fact that she was beating on everybody's shit. But you know what? Let's leave it to Amber to just twist everything around and make herself seem like the fucking victim, right? So freaking tiring. It really is. I couldn't I would not be able to hang out with this person in real life. That's why she's alone. All right, let's get into this nonsense. What the hell? Oh, okay.
Just got out of the shower
No, you
and I
didn't.
wasn't
Shut
gonna
up.
do this. This was not gonna
Gosh.
be something that I was gonna do.
Really? Because you've been harping on this for a while now. You really have nothing else to do. You have nothing going on in your life. um this is what you were going to be. You wanted to do this, so it doesn't matter.
And now that I have like a whole YouTube schedule going, I don't know where this
Did she already say that? I don't think she did. Ew, look who's behind me. Freaking monster.
would fit in my schedule, and I want to get this out like now. So I don't normally do reactions to reaction channels, but I feel like I'm done like zipping my lip, you know? And
When did she ever? I wish she would for once just do what an adult does, and if you don't like what someone said, just ignore it. Who cares?
when it comes to this topic, it's near and dear to me.
Oh
Obviously,
god.
I had cancer. It was
Amber, you were bleeding on everybody's shit. That's the point. It's not the point that you were bleeding, it's that you were bleeding on everybody's stuff. And that's disgusting.
traumatizing. I genuinely thought I was gonna die.
Oh,
I had
god
to do
damn it.
invasive surgery at over 500 pounds
Alright,
because
I'm
of my
already
cancer.
tired.
So for another
Let's
YouTuber to
let's
create a
speed this up.
nickname, Raglan Bleed, while already they're hypocritical, they're biased, I have made it very clear on my Instagram that that is fucked up. I've also made it very clear during public live streams and during my members only live streams. And this YouTuber just keeps going back and forth with me, trying to like
Amber, she wasn't going back and forth with her. With you. You messaged her and she didn't respond. That's not going back and forth. You keep messaging all these people, wanting attention from them, and then you get upset when you don't get it. Like, you're such a freaking toddler, I swear. Whatever.
twist the narrative of why they, named me Raglan Bleed when it's very obvious why they did it, and they're
Because she was bleeding on everybody's stuff. Um, just because you bleed doesn't mean you are allowed to bleed on everybody's furniture. You were on their sofas. They're using um their dead mom's washcloths to wipe yourself. You're freaking gross. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god.
trying so hard to like turn it into like an okay nickname. So
It's she's so stupid. Anyway, is she gonna read this
my
or do
friend
I
sent me
have
this
to read
message that you
this?
were seeing.
Oh, freaking hell. So it's just somebody that just messaged her. So we're supposed to take this as complete proof. Right through it, I'm just learning about who Salty Crab is, and I just watched a new video. In the first 5 minutes, it's still her talking about your cancer and bleeding. She has no human she was not talking about, no, I watched the video. No, she didn't, but okay. She has no human decency for you. You're absolutely right when you say these people see you as a character. You make yourself a character. I can't imagine having my life, love, life, family, health, and private conversation dissected and shown to the world. She shows it to the world herself, and makes herself seem like the victim, so that when she presents this so-called proof of whatever, and people tell her, I don't think you're looking at this the right way, then it's just it's suddenly an issue. I don't get it. But they're only making you stronger, and they hate to see it. Oh my god, what the hell? Making you strong in what sense? And hate to see what in what sense though? We wish she would lose weight and stop this childish nonsense, but she doesn't. Oh my god, I chose not to watch Salty's new video because of the title. Of course she watched it. She said she watched it when she was drunk. Just stop getting online when you're drunk then. She is so biased. It is sick. But if she is mentioning my cancer, I think I'm going to listen real quick. She didn't mention the cancer. She definitely talks about it. No, she didn't. She even mentions the pics he posted, snap of you bleeding and stuff, which I didn't know about. Amelin posted some pics of the blood, and I don't even remember that. If she did, I don't know because I did watch it. I don't remember hearing that. And yeah, nothing was said and stuff which I didn't know about. She's trying to make different narrative about why she called you that name. I don't understand why a person's opinion is being brought out as proof of something. This is just a person's opinion. And you could have written this yourself anyway. Who gives a fuck, Amber?
in here, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna react to this first 5 minutes because I want to know what they say. So let's do it. I want to be able to respond. By the way, this YouTuber does not show their face because they're too scared. So all you need to hear is their voice. Let's do it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel.
Amber, just because people don't want to be known as having any sort of connection with you because you are just such a filthy human, that does not mean that they're scared. It means that you're fucking gross and nobody wants to be connected to you in any way.
Happy Thursday. And before we get started today, I just want to talk a little bit about what happened last night, or should I say very early this morning. If you missed it, Amber Lynn went live for about an hour and a half, and it was pretty much just a part two to the members only stream she did, because it was almost exactly the same thing. She was, in my opinion, very manic. She was crying.
Yep.
Okay, so mental health shaming.
That, oh my god. Amber, being told objectively how you act is not mental health shaming. You need to control yourself. My goodness, this is so embarrassing for you.
1 second laughing, the next second acting very just above it all. While
I'm telling you, my moods genuinely are bouncing back and forth. Like,
And that's nobody's problem but yours. I don't, why do we give a fuck? Control yourself. Or don't come out here, or don't come on the internet talking about all this shit. Dude, she's so embarrassing, man. She's so fucking embarrassing.
like 1 minute I am crying, 1 minute I'm laughing, 1 minute I'm doing both.
And that's nobody's fault. That's nobody's responsibility but your own. Shut up.
1 minute I feel despair, 1 minute I feel hopeful. It is what it
Oh,
is.
too
We're currently at
fucking
right now
bad,
with mental
Amber.
health.
still
Too fucking bad.
happy
That's not mental health shaming. Get the fuck out of here with all this stupid, like, all these sensitivities that everyone has now. That's not fucking mental health shaming. Control your fucking self.
in on people. Most of the things that she said were just her
Oh, I
repeating
cut
what she
myself.
said in the member stream. In my opinion,
A lot of people don't get to see, so I'm glad that I had that public live stream for people because some people can't pay for my members only.
I
It's not can't, it's won't. I'm not paying for just to watch your fucking fat ass sit in front of the camera for 2 hours crying about how you're such a victim. Ew.
felt like she was doing that. She did the stream because she kind of wanted to get the attention off of Beck and Destiny's video from.
Definitely not.
Yep,
Becca and Destiny's
definitely.
video genuinely sucks.
Blah,
Like,
blah, blah,
okay,
blah, 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 blah.
screenshots from 9 years ago. I'm sorry, I was hurt.
What? You attempted to make those screenshots, take screenshots and make it as, you know, proof or whatever in your own deluded story. So when other people do it and it's actually like bringing up the whole conversation, it's delusional and wrong. But then when you do it, it's not. You can't have rules for yourself and then different rules for the rest of society. That's not how that works.
Hurt. I'm sorry, I was desperate for attention.
Earlier yesterday.
No, you were not even desperate for attention. You were desperate for attention from your ex who didn't want anything to do with you. And not even just desperate for attention, you just using everything and forming it into a way to make yourself seem like a victim of nothing. You were a victim of yourself. You still are a victim of yourself, but somehow this is everybody's problem and everybody needs to coddle you.
She wanted to make everybody talk about her and what happened in the live stream, but honestly, like I said, it was just a repeat of the other night. Nothing really
And yet you watched it, didn't you?
new came out of the stream. And
Yeah, Amber, the fact is that people are making money talking about you. I mean, hey, that's your contribution to society.
I don't think I'm gonna cover it because as I was
Don't.
watching it, nothing really stood out to me. She was mostly just reading the nice comments.
Dude, look at her face. She is so pissed off. Oh, it's so funny.
We're leaving.
I think I know why they're actually talking about this, because in that live stream, I straight up asked Salty Crab a question, and I think they might be answering it right now. So I'm actually glad that I'm reacting to this, so let's hear the answer.
She was ranting about everybody who she doesn't like, crying over, like, girl, we saw it all before, and it was more entertaining in the member stream. But I do want to address one thing, and like I said before, I'm not going to do a back and forth with Amber Lynn.
But yet you are.
There's really no point to it. There's nothing.
What's the back and forth, Amber? Still, I want to know. Do the voices in your head talk to you?
But yet you are.
I can say to her that's going to make her just all of a sudden be like, oh my gosh, you're right.
Dude, I can't imagine my life revolving around what people are saying on the internet about me. That is such a sad life. You're not going to be worried about the fact that you weigh over 500 pounds. You're going to be worried about what these people that don't even know you are saying. Okay, that's cool.
I apologize.
Because you're not.
Apologize to
Hold
anyone,
on.
or just all of a sudden be like, oh my gosh, you're right, I apologize to anyone.
Honey buns. Why would I
Oh God, are we gonna be hearing that now, honey buns? Like, she's trying so much to be like demeaning, and it's just coming off so stupid. It's not quirky in any way. It's not cute. You're just even more like what's the word? Just annoying. That's not the word I was looking for, but
apologize to you? Like, there's nothing to apologize to you for.
I don't think anyone was saying that. Is that what she said? I didn't hear that.
She's gonna think she's right about everything until the end of
I'm not right about everything at all.
time. Even the
But that's why they said she's gonna think she's right about everything. She's gonna think.
things that she admits she did wrong, she has a reason for or an excuse, and it's usually blaming
I bet you're not perfect at all. I bet you made your
It's
fair share
of
of
course, Amber. Nobody in the world is perfect. Stop throwing that out as if it's gonna shield you from shit. Nobody. There's never been anyone in the history of ever that has been perfect. But the fact that you don't try is the problem.
mistakes.
And you don't even try to be a decent person. That's the problem.
It's like these people who want to like point their finger and be like, you're not perfect. Well, bro, you have several fingers pointed back at you.
Again. What? You know what? What's the point of even saying it? It's like talking to a child. Not even, because a child will understand better.
Because neither are you.
someone else or her BPD, but she did.
Oh,
It's always
do you
about the
hear mocking?
BPD. No, shut the fuck up. Don't even try to say because they're BPD. I have it too. That it does not fucking matter. Shut the fuck up.
Her BPD. More mental health shaming.
No,
Like,
it's not fucking mental health shaming. You should be ashamed of yourself.
when does it end?
Didn't ask me personally.
When you start taking responsibility for your life and you start taking responsibility for why people hate you. Until then, you're never gonna be happy. I mean, we're gonna have a whole boatload of entertainment, but you're gonna be over here miserable as always.
To tell her why in
And
my
that's
video
fine.
from almost a week ago, Amber, like you're still going on about it, but
And you still go on about things that happened years and years ago just because you need something to talk about because your whole channel is monetized based on talking about me. So yeah, I am going to talk about something that happened a week ago that
Because you never apologize for a damn thing in your life, do you? So until you do, it's gonna be brought up. That's just how it is.
genuinely hurt my feelings and my jaw was on the floor because I was like, making a joke out of my cancer is not okay.
she wanted me to talk about or tell her why I called that character Raglan Bleed. Why did I use the word bleed? First of all, it was a stupid joke.
It's not a stupid joke.
It is a
So
stupid
if you
joke.
say something that offends someone and it genuinely hurts their feelings, you apologize, right? Isn't that what you're trying?
When's the last time you apologized to anyone? Absolutely anyone. You never ever do. Even to the people you say you supposedly love and respect. You don't apologize to a damn soul. Shut the fuck up.
Teach your audience, supposedly? Do it then.
Supposedly?
Or do you have too much ego, too much pride?
Oh my god, Amber. What? He's the projection.
Afraid your audience is going to get mad at you.
It was a silly joke. I wanted a word that
Not a silly joke.
rhymed with your last name, so I used the word
There's a lot of words that rhyme with read. I mean, I can think of one right now. Feed. That'd be a lot more funnier than bleed.
bleed. But also, the joke was not about your cancer as
Yes, it was.
much as you try and say that it was. What it was really about was your laziness. The fact that you made the choice to not seek medical treatment when you knew that
Yeah.
you should.
And bleeding
So,
all over people's shit.
First of all, one of the very first things that I did when I was diagnosed with cancer, because I was told to do this, was join forums of other people who have the same cancer as me. And in doing that, I realized we all had one thing in common. 95% of us waited and waited and waited. We had these symptoms and we just waited months, or some
What
of us.
does it have to do with anything that they just said? Yeah, people wait when they're scared, but it's not that you waited. It's not that. It's the fact that you use everybody else's materials and possessions and furniture, which is freaking hard to replace, as your own menstrual pads. Who does that? It's not the fact that you waited, it's the fact that you made it everyone else's problem. But okay, we're gonna go all around that and just, oh, it's not my fault.
Us waited years. Some people waited even longer than me to see a gynecologist. And there is multiple reasons for that.
Were all those people bleeding on their friends' stuff? Were they? Because then there's some sort of issue. Why the hell am I so freaking eczema, man? Need to put cream on. But Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know.
fear, embarrassment, feeling ashamed, anxiety. Some of us then begin to believe, like, okay, maybe actually these symptoms are normal, or actually it's really not that big of a deal. I did go to the doctor. I actually went to the ER a few times. And every single time I went, they told me I had all this blood and I had the pain in my back and it was due to a UTI or it was due to a bladder infection and all of these things. But that wasn't the case. Should I
Imagine having all these symptoms, all these horrible, horrible symptoms, life um altering symptoms actually, and just going to the ER, and if they tell you, oh, it's just a UTI or something, and you still have the same things, you don't make an appointment with anyone else, you just go to the ER again, they tell you again the same thing, what, you just sit at home and just bleed, and somehow this is everybody else's fault. Why didn't you have a doctor? Why didn't you have a primary care doctor? You had been living in Kentucky for years by then. I know she's trying really hard to make some excuses for herself, but the fact is that there is none. There is none. And yet we're gonna just see her just scramble her little brain, working those freaking two brain cells so hard just to like come up with some freaking reason that will make her seem like a victim. It's just gross.
I have gone to a gynecologist sooner? Sure. Does that make me lazy? Fuck no. Does that make anyone else who has also had uterine cancer and they waited a really long time to be seen until they were diagnosed, does that make them lazy? No. Do they deserve to have a nickname like that? No.
Because you knew that, oh well, someone else will just come and clean up this mess for me.
Clean up this mess?
And when I say that you expected everyone to clean things up around you, you know exactly what I mean.
If you're talking about my blood, I made sure that that was nowhere. There was blood nowhere. Did you guys ever remember that mattress that was out in the living room? That was one of the reasons it was in the living room, because I was scared to get blood anywhere. I never got it anywhere. If I was
So you just got it on the mattress that's still in the living room, and we know you were not taking that mattress out of the living room. I don't understand how you're still cleaning up after yourself. Because you just made your girlfriend do it. Okay.
wearing a pad, I was wearing a rag. I was very anal about that because it was embarrassing. Like I was always bleeding. Sometimes it
I still am not getting this. I guess I'm the idiot.
was heavier than other times, but it was genuinely an awful experience and it was very embarrassing. I never made Beck do it. Who else was it? Oh, are you thinking about my roommates because I had roommates? Hell no, that is so embarrassing. That was two guys.
Really? She did it? Oh goodness sake. She couldn't even pick up, like, if she had like magazines or anything, she would make Beck pick it up. So you're saying that she picked up the mattress. Absolutely no way.
It's like, are you joking? I handled all of that by myself. Just because I was having all these symptoms, it didn't make me a
Sure.
selfish or disrespectful person. I wasn't gonna sit there and make a mess. Like what? The fact that you're even insinuating that is hectic. And that's for lack of a better word.
You're the one who said you had to use rags instead of using feminine products. But who washed those rags, Amber? Who
Me.
Absolutely
What?
not. Get
Change
the
those
fuck
rags,
out of
ma'am.
here.
Me? What is happening? So you call me raglan bleed
Oh
because
my
you're assuming
goodness.
that Beck washed my rags. I genuinely
We
think this
just
person needs help.
hurry up.
Like more help than me. Like I admit,
So not
I
in
need
the
help,
mood for
but
this.
so do you. What?
Amber, who probably had to scrub those rags out in the
No one scrubbed a rag in a sink because of my cancer symptoms. That never happened.
sink, Amber. Bet it wasn't you, and you were just
So they didn't clean up the blood, but they did have to wash the feces filled washcloths. Okay. All right. Yeah. Of course, I believe that.
fine with
It was nobody.
them having to do it day after day.
It was nobody.
The fact that she's getting so amped up, yeah, this is the face of a liar, man. She's proved it so many times.
Week after week, month after month, year after year. You intentionally.
She
did not
is
go
so
to the doctor.
I didn't
irritated.
intentionally not go.
She's almost as red as this ugly lip pillow. My goodness.
To the doctor.
For
Oh
that, when
gosh.
other times you would go to the ER for cellulitis.
Yes, because cellulitis is an infection that if it gets in your blood, you can die. So yeah, I did go to the ER for that. So I can be on
I
email.
don't know, Amber. Maybe lose weight. Stop weighing 1/4 of a ton. You might not be getting these disgusting infections constantly. Oh my god.
Because that's the only way that cellulitis can go away. So I'm sorry.
Or the time that you needed stitches in your hand.
Yes, I literally still have that scar. But yes,
No
I
one
needed
cares,
stitches. I'm
Amber.
sorry. I stabbed myself in the hand with a knife.
This wasn't a case where you had a fear of the doctor.
This is genuinely like you invalidating my experience, but you know what? I'm not
Oh,
expecting
get the
it unless
fuck
you
over
want me.
yourself. Let's
No
go.
problems going to the ER. But in this situation, you decided to ignore it. You even admitted that you took an online quiz to see what was wrong rather than seeing a doctor. And even then, when the quiz told you what was probably wrong, it still took you another month before you went to the doctor.
Yeah, out of fear. And I also kept lying to myself because my whole life, like even in high school, I had irregular periods. Doctors always told me it was because of my weight. Like when you're really overweight and when you're really underweight, your periods are very irregular. So I did
Anybody have a tiny violin? Because this bitch needs one.
keep lying to myself. I was like, this is happening because of your weight. So the more I lied to myself, the more I made it seem like, oh, it's just because of my weight. So it still doesn't give you the right to make fun of the situation.
And when you did finally go to the doctor, you took pictures of your underwear and the crotch of your pants.
Yeah,
I
it
did.
was so
Actually, it was Beck who
disgusting.
took those
So
pictures. We were
gross.
absolutely shocked with how much blood I was losing. Like I was losing so much blood. And
Yeah, no one had to see those pictures. I don't. And then you get upset when people discuss your stuff, your issues, but you bring it online, like with photos.
that was only the beginning of it, like the pictures that we did take, because then it got worse and worse.
All right,
At that
whatever,
point, I was having
Amber.
to be rushed into an emergency DNC. I was losing so much blood that like I could have died. But yes, Beck had their phone and they were taking pictures because it was genuinely so shocking. And I remember Beck was texting my mom and like keeping my mom updated. And during that, Beck sent those photos to my mom because it's like when you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, Amber Lynn is like gushing blood. You know, you imagine something, but you don't imagine like how bad it actually was.
And the floor and all the blood everywhere, and you put them on Snapchat for your viewers to see.
Yes, I did put them on
Gross.
Snapchat. So this was during the time where I was like, I cannot believe that people think I am lying about cancer. And it was quite a few people. Like when
Oh my
Nicole Alvarado
God.
uploaded that video insinuating that I lied about cancer, like I was being harassed more than ever. And like it made my mental health so bad. I ended up filming a whole video, like bawling my eyes out. Like I showed my actual medical paperwork, which was really embarrassing.
What doesn't affect her mental health? Absolutely everything. Freaking breathing affects her mental health. No, at this point, this is just a fucking farce. This is not even reality that we're talking about anymore. This is just an extremely sick person that should be inpatient somewhere, because absolutely everything impacts her mental health. How do you even freaking live?
And in that same like impulsive state of
don't-
mind, I ended up posting those pictures on
Oh.
Snapchat as a way to be like, I did go through this. This is exactly what happened to me. Do I regret
Baby
doing
boy.
that? No. But it is very pathetic that I even had to do that it actually got to that level that I had to
Yeah, Amber, because you've proven yourself to be such a liar, and now you feel the need to prove your, literally everything. And it too bad. That's what you did, though. You created this. You created this whole dishonesty around your channel, around your persona, and this is just how it is now. I don't. Why are you getting mad at everyone else? You should be getting mad at yourself.
show something so private. It honestly feels demeaning. And this person right here is like making fun of me because I did that. That's really, really sad.
See, but you have a problem with me making a silly joke using the word bleed?
They don't have anything to do with each other.
Really, Amber? It's also come out that you ruined people's personal items
Because what?
because of the bleeding.
I never ruined anyone's personal items because of the bleeding. Nothing at all. Zero. Zippo. Nada.
You made your ex drag a mattress in and out of the living room for you to sit on it so you wouldn't make a mess.
That is actually the truth. I would have done it for Beck. When you're in
I thought you just said that you did everything, but now you're, what the fuck? Now you're saying that, yeah, Beck had to bring the mattress in and out. You just said that it was you, but then you're not a liar. Oh my goodness, she's so oh my god, I can't believe this is a real person, man.
a relationship and you think that you love the person, it's supposed to be a safe, comforting, caring environment. Think for 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, you know what? The thing is that you're supposed to give that back as well, and you never do. So don't be sitting here saying that this is what some people do in relationships when you never fucking did any of that for anybody else. But everyone had to do it for you. So I don't understand this. Why are we even getting into this? If you did not reciprocate, who gives a fuck?
I'm pretty sure
That's
you
the
would have dragged
point.
a mattress into the living room as well if you wanted to hang out with your partner and you knew what they were experiencing. I think when people imagine my bleeding, I think they're imagining
I would have let you sit in the bedroom. If this is how you're gonna be and you still gonna keep on gaining, you need to sit in your bed, in your own bed, because I'm not gonna be sleeping in the bed with you either. No.
like Carrie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. It wasn't like that until I was rushed to the ER. Then it was very much like that. But on an everyday basis, it wasn't like that. I did not get blood anywhere. So let me keep hearing why you're making fun of my cancer. Let's keep going with your excuse because still I don't
No,
get it.
making fun of you. Making fun of you. That's the difference. Not making fun of the cancer, is making fun of you, of your actions around everything that happens around it, that happens in your life. That's what's being made fun of.
And did you do anything about that? Did you try and get it looked at for at least 2 years?
Like I said, I went to the ER for it and I went to the doctor and they sent me home with a UTI and antibiotics.
No, because you thought, well, someone else will clean it up. I don't feel like
No one cleaned up anything. There was nothing to clean up.
going, but somehow that's my fault for using a word, for saying the word bleed.
You are so dense if you actually think that I'm upset
She
because
just learned this word, by the way, dense. She's been using it in I think in the drunk live stream she uttered it. Then I think she said it in the paid one. I remember seeing like clips of it. Yeah, she's been loving that word dense,
you use the word. You're making fun of me.
which just is perfect word for her, like in every way, from her thinking to her body.
You're making fun of an experience that altered my whole life.
Really. And before you fix your mouth and call me an ableist again,
You are.
and try and say that your medical issues were due to your size,
They are.
you sure had no problem getting to Lexington 20.
Absolutely.
What? During that era of my life, I went to Lexington maybe once. I'm finding it hard to understand like what that has to
Oh,
do
that's not
with
true.
you making fun of my cancer. Like you're reaching so
That's not true. No, you went to Lexington quite a few times. You vlogged it and you put it on the internet. So I guess those are created memories. I just made that up, I guess.
far that I am in fear you're going to pull a muscle. So calm down, please.
7 times to go to the Cheesecake Factory. So how is there a problem getting
Amber, I'm in fear that you're gonna be pulling a muscle right now, just like your leg muscle, just sitting down. What the hell are you even talking about? This is such a sick person.
to the doctor? Maybe if the gynecologist would have served orange
And
chicken.
what sucks is that, yeah, she may be sick, but it's just that she doesn't want to get better. She can say that she does, till she's blue in the face, but if this is how you are, this is how you live your life, you absolutely do not want to change. You're very content with how you're living. It's whatever. Just don't be mad when people make fun of it.
and you would have gotten checked out sooner. But
There it is.
She
You're
is so
ableist, girl.
pissed
Just
off.
admit it. You're fat
Oh my
phobic. You're
goodness.
biased. You lack
Amber,
empathy.
at this point, this isn't even fat phobia. I don't know what the hell. You don't have 50 pounds or even 100 pounds to lose. You're knocking on death's door. I don't know if at this point you want to be coddled into gaining even more weight. That's not gonna happen. But anyway, let's finish this up.
And sympathy, and you can't admit when you're wrong.
that's all you're getting from me, Amber.
Wow. That's crazy. The projection is freaking so just out there. She's so out there.
Rules for me, but not for thee.
What? What? And then my video comes up. Hi there, guys. Oh my god. Oh god. I don't want to see her face. But anyway, that's that. Let's go to the other one.
Okay, guys, so I actually just got out of the shower.
So yeah, that was funny. Anyway, she's just she's projecting so hard, and yeah, again acting as if she took a shower. I mean, good for you if you actually did. But anyway, that's it for this video. I'm gonna get this uploaded and all that good stuff, and yeah, just relax. So I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. All right, bye.